50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
What's going on, guys? Croco here, and welcome to reflecting on older Call of Duties. Let's begin with the best Call of Duty 4. A lot of people's favorites. We will talk about it, we will analyze it, we will see where things went wrong, where they got things right. Let's begin. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. My voice does sound weird because I've been battling the flu, so I do apologize, but I really wanted to get my video out there. So I would really appreciate if you could leave a thumbs up on this video, a comment, maybe share it around. I hope that you guys will have fun with this video. This video actually consists of 2 gameplays, and of course check out the description, especially follow me on Twitter, because I do love interacting with my fans over there. I basically talk to everybody, so, you know, it's a lot of fun. This video consists of 2 gameplays that I've just gotten like 10 minutes ago for you guys. First gameplay that you are seeing on District is the typical Call of Duty 4 gameplay. Lots of grenades, lots of noob tubes, just chaos, instant chaos. So enjoy, and I did that for a purpose. I could, you know, and second gameplay is just me beasting, going on like a very high kill streak. You guys will see. So enjoy, I'm not gonna spoil it. And as you guys can see, grenades, all that shit is present. Let's break down, let's talk about Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4, man, I've got, the second since I got that game, I got addicted to it a lot. And that's something, that's cliche to say because that's pretty much what happened to everybody that I know. And, you know, I've played Call of Duty 4 here and there at my friend's house in like 2008 and all that stuff. But I was into Resistance, Fall of Man, stuff like that. So I was playing that online a lot. And people were telling me, hey, you know, try Call of Duty. And I did try Call of Duty and it was fun. I played the campaigns and all that stuff, but I just didn't get into the multiplayer aspect until late 2008, 2009. In 2009, I've gotten Killzone 2, and I was hooked on that shit for the longest time. Me and my friends, also Mr. Lalo. We had our own clan, and it was fun in games because Killzone 2 had an amazing clan system, and there was clan battles and all that shit. So yeah. And then I just picked up Call of Duty 4 by myself because I remember I was playing at my friend's house. He had an Xbox 360, and we were just playing, you know, like private matches between ourselves. And I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to pick it up. You know, why not? So I picked up Call of Duty 4, and that was it. I mean, I was hooked. Since the very first multiplayer gameplay that I've experienced online on PS3, that's it. I mean, I was hooked on it like fucking crazy. And I remember Mr. Lalo was hardcore into Killzone 2 as well, and I told him, dude, you got to pick up this game. You got to pick up Call of Duty 4 because it's going to fucking change your life. Like, you're not going to want to put the controller down. And he was hardcore, saying, no, you know what, and this is a pretty nice kill feed. Fucking airstrikes rarely work on this map. And yes, I do apologize for my voice, guys. Please bear with me. So Mr. Lala was really against, you know, switching over. He's just like that, you know, he was against switching over to Call of Duty from Killzone 2. But I remember he caved in and he got Call of Duty 4, and that was it for him. I mean, that's it. I remember he sent me like a text message saying, you son of a bitch, you got me hooked up, you know? And that was crazy. Like, you got me hooked on Call of Duty 4, and I was like, I told you, the same shit happened to me. So Call of Duty 4 was one of those games that was absolutely like a drug. It was insane. I remember just, you know, not really giving a shit about my kill-to-death ratio, but, you know, my kill-to-death ratio improving, because this is a very different game from something like Resistance. The smoothness of Call of Duty 4 and everything, I didn't even pay attention to the lag spikes and stuff like that. You know, Martyrdom was there, M16 was there, so those were the minor annoyances. But the bottom line was, this game was incredibly fun and still is fun. This was the basis, aside from Call of Duty 2, this was the basis as to how Call of Duty should follow. And we did get a sequel, but, you know, we will leave Modern Warfare 2 for another video when we're reflecting on it. So what did Call of Duty 4 do right, in my opinion? Absolutely fantastic gunplay. Smooth as hell, really good feel to it. You know, just the whole 9 yards. It's an arcade shooter, obviously, you know, points pop up for every kill. Kill streaks are there, crazy grenade range, all that stuff, you know, MP5s, AK-74U, a good variety of weapons, laser M16, but compared laser M16 to the crap that we had to deal with in future Call of Duties, this was a piece of cake. pretty much the major annoyance was 3 times frag, you know, last stand, martyrdom, and all that shit. So right now it's good to reflect on what they did wrong, because we can say, you know, 3 times frag was bad, it was really overpowered. Pair that shit up with danger close and you got, especially on maps like Shipment or you know, Wet Works, it was just a nightmare. But we still loved the game. We still loved it, and we couldn't wait to get home from class, you know, whether from high school or college or whatever, and just to play, get on with our friends and just play, because this was so fresh. Now, I would do, and I will probably do, yeah, I will do World at War, so don't worry, guys. And it was just an amazing experience. So the things that they did wrong, I mean, it was 2007, so you can't really expect much from them. Obviously, when the host leaves, the game ends. Even though you're like on a roll, let's say you're like 10-0, and the host gets pissy and he quits because he's getting his ass kicked. That's, you know, that happens, and it pissed me off to no end because it happened a lot. So that was the most, I guess, the major annoyance of this. And what you guys are watching right now is the second gameplay where I went fucking ham. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So, you know, what they did right is pretty much way more what they got wrong. Yes, now we can bitch about connection, because, I mean, this game did age well. Not as well as some other games, but it did age well. Like, this is from today. You're still able to get on. You're still able to find full matches, full lobbies, both on domination, free-for-all, team deathmatch, everything. You can find everything on this game. So don't worry. If you have like a PS3 version of Call of Duty 4, you can definitely still find matches. So it was the aspect of getting addicted to this, you know, having a good time, having a blast, not raging, not being the cynical asshole that we've all turned into whenever a new Call of Duty, you know, is released. But it's, you know, it's our right to do so, because we've been disappointed through and through. Now, I'm going to talk about improvements and all that stuff in my future videos, you know, where we reflect on Modern Warfare 2, maybe World at War, Black Ops 1, stuff like that. The hype behind Call of Duty 4 was subtle. You know, it was just the dawning of YouTube. YouTube was in its second year. A lot of people were switching over to YouTube, watching videos on YouTube, and I was the same way. I found my favorite commentators way back in the day, like 2008, and I was like, hey, you know, if they can do that, I can do that. And I got my Dazzle, and, you know, here you guys are watching me all those years later. So, you know, this game had a really strong following behind it. Not very, very big, you know, compared to what we have now, which is insane empire of fans and channels out there. But back in the day, when, you know, there was just a few commentators using the Dazzle and stuff like that, it was nice because people in the comments were helpful, saying like, hey, does this setup attachment work? Does this setup attachment work? And there was not a whole lot to choose from in this game. You know, you had your standard attachments, you had the red dot, you had the suppressor, you had a standard set of perks and 3 kill streaks, and that's it. And it worked because the game looked really, really pretty. It still looks pretty to this day on PS3. Mind you that it was 2007, which is, you know, a long time ago. It's going to be 8 years this year. So it's even insane to think. And it was just a rush getting the UAV. And you're thinking to yourself, hey, if I got to the UAV, maybe I'm going to get to the airstrike. And then, oh my god, I got to the airstrike. I can't die. Let me get to the chopper. And sometimes your chopper went in ham and just destroyed the entire enemy team. And sometimes it got shut down. Or sometimes it just completely goes and flies the other fucking way, which happens a lot, especially on Wet Works. But it was this rush that you got. And you see people pull off these crazy scores. Like, I remember I was okay in the beginning of the game. I was breaking even. But I thought, oh my god, like, these guys are going 35-1 and fucking 40-0. I want to do that. Like, what am I doing? You know, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And I started watching people like Blame Truth, you know, and just getting better at the game. And I was like, holy crap, I'm pulling off those scores. Like, these are my standards now. Like, I feel wrong, and I got on a 21 kill streak, which was pretty awesome, so I hope you guys enjoy. This in itself deserves a thumbs up, so I hope you guys liked it. So Call of Duty 4 got a lot of things right. It was very YouTube appropriate. You know, you have those quick matches, you show off your score. It was more about the gameplay. A lot of people just throwing raw gameplay without a commentary on, and I would be watching and watching and watching, and I was like, oh my god, so this setup might work. And then I got those crazy scores, and then that like standard stuck with me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm getting like 35 kills and 3 deaths. That's crazy. I should upload it. And that's why in 2009 I got a Dazzle, and I did my first commentary. And for those of you that remember, here we are, like I said before, all those years later. So it was just insane amount. That's when the following of Call of Duty, of commentary, started to emerge. It was such a good atmosphere back in the day, because we didn't have bullshit fanboy wars. On some fronts we did, but you know, it was just Call of Duty 4 out there. We were watching. Just a few commentators were out there. I mean, I could count them on, you know, on one hand. And then I joined, and everybody else started joining in, which was cool because we got to see a lot of new faces. Then the dawning of HD PVR happened, the HD, and it was just awesome. And then we were all getting hyped up for what's next. Like, how do you follow Call of Duty 4? And then the first trailer started to you know, emerge for Modern Warfare 2. And we were just like, holy shit, this is going to be insane. Kill streaks, over-the-top explosions, AC-130. But we were still playing Call of Duty 4, and we had no problem with it. We were just really anxious to get to the next installment. Now, like I said, this game did a lot right. It set the tone for how FPSs, especially on the console, should look. Because in 2007, you didn't have a lot to choose from, you know, on then next generation consoles, the PS3 and Xbox 360. So this game was something else. This game was really different and fresh back in the day. And it's good to say that Call of Duty was fresh, because what we have now is just, you know, use the same formula, rinse, repeat. But again, I will touch on every single Call of Duty in my future videos. I'm going to try to release these once every couple of days, and the better response we get on this video, you know, the more motivation I will have to quickly create, you know, reflecting back on Modern Warfare 2, and boy do I have to say a lot about that game. So Call of Duty 4 was absolutely a pleasure to play. It was a pleasure to get addicted to. It was just awesome getting home from, you know, school, from high school, my senior year of high school in 2009 when I got hooked on it, and just get those gameplays, you know, go on YouTube and check out the commentators, try to see what they're doing, what I'm not doing, and just try to copy them, use the setups, and get better myself. And it was just an awesome time, awesome experience. I remember this time fondly, and I really wish that we could have the same feel for future Call of Duty titles that we did for Call of Duty 4 when it came out. But it's 8 years later now, and this game did age well. The PC version has a lot of mods. PC version and PS3 versions, and most likely Xbox 360 versions, are good to go. So if you guys are hesitant about picking up Call of Duty 4, don't be. I'm telling you, there's still a lot of life left in this game. So Call of Duty 4, reflecting on Call of Duty 4, was very pleasant. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Krahu. See you on the next episode.